would have been right here where, and I gotta keep the camera close, which is good because I don't have a lavalier or anything like that, so you can hear me really good, unlike in a lot of videos when I'm on the trolley. But would have been right here, thereabout, as we got to get on the train. But there was this woman, had a bicycle, and I looked at her. She was just the right look, about in her 40s, and she had great body build. You could tell a little bit withered by circumstance. And I said, "Are you homeless?" And she, you know, so pinpoint to me where I'm going wrong in this. And she said, no. And the conversation kept going. You can tell by the facial that it's still going. You can tell by the body language that it's still going. And I said, you know, well, I was just seeing because I'm homeless. And so I wanted to see if I could exploit the situation. But maybe, what did I tell her? I told her, you know, I got to smell the pussy. And she started cracking up. What was crazy is you could just tell by the body language, it wasn't repulsion. It was like she kind of understood the situation. I said, I got to smell the pussy. I got to smell the ass too. Because once I have a little bit of it in my face, you know, if I could, you know, it's just going to change my life. And if I could get you somewhere where I can catch a whiff of it and even pull those yoga pants down. It was actually jeans. She was riding a bicycle. And she had a helmet on, but I said, yo, you look like, that's kind of what kept the conversation going. I said, were you in the military? And she said, no. And, but she took the compliment. And what happened was, it ended up going where eventually it was like, no. And then she was kind of repulsed by it. But it wasn't that I was talking about eating her ass out. It was something else. The energy had left the conversation. So think about it. Where did I go wrong with this? What's missing from this? It's haptics. And at the point where that energy was there, that state of high energy, I should have actually just sat right next to her, because of course one of the things you look at, you just know. But you start to feel like you don't deserve it after a while. And that goes to actually early childhood. That goes to actually your teen years, where, because if you're ugly, and that's the sad thing about it, that's why I believe in failure to launch girls for people. But if you're ugly, you don't get invited to the party. You don't start to see these little cues. Okay, touch is okay, dating's okay. Girls like you, kind of stuff. And in my case, it was because I was 400 pounds. I was always overweight, even through high school, because they started drugging me on these drugs. What is it we want? What is it we're having outbursts about? I want a pussy. And so you have, like I was talking about this, it's not an addiction transfer, it's just transference, where instead of getting pussy, I'm getting food. So, okay, well, you're well-fed. Well, I mean, anyone in America with welfare can be obese. They can, with an EBT card, can be obese if they make the wrong choices and they buy ice cream instead of, and that stuff I was getting from Costco, man, there's no problem getting that stuff from Costco. Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars for me, and instead of pussy I got ice cream bars, and that's what I had in lieu of what I needed, and it only made the problem worse. Just like in the very beginning, we need more money to begin with. And so, like I was talking about, if you can't afford the trophy wife for your children, they're gonna have to get the trophy wife themselves, and you learn so much from it, like I said. And sure enough, this is exactly what I'm documenting, the process of how much and what you learn from it. Pull the girl in, you need to be sitting next to her by the time. So at the point where the energy fades from the conversation, you're already in a universe way too far from the one you want to be in, because you didn't sit next to her.